Welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. Once again, this is Cyrus here with another video. We talk about advanced afterlife related, spiritual related, metaphysical related topics. And tonight, as you can see, I have Google image searched the word puppies. And we will explain why in a moment. And this is a topic that I have gone into in the past, which is formlessness or form, which, if either, are better. A constantly debated topic that I'm sure people know what my opinion is by now. But some new thoughts kind of came to my mind about this, and I felt they should be shared. So I have talked about this in other videos where I talk about the astral body. When I make jokes about dying and becoming a flying purple rectangle soaring through the universe, just that you don't have form, you don't have function, you're just consciousness, right? And people report that as experiences when they die, and then people report being in like astral environments with lakes, forests, rivers, and animals, and people, and skies and weather and houses and all of this. So you kind of have these two different experiences, and sometimes I'll hear people who have the more transcendental experience kind of belittling the people who have the other experience. They say, oh, well, the only reason that you're still seeing humans walking around after you die is because of your ego attachment or some bullshit. So again, I want to hash that idea out a little bit more and drive a point home, hopefully. Before we get into this, if you like this kind of thing, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps keep this channel going. Notification bell really helps. The like button helps. The share button helps. All that keeps the channel going. So definitely could appreciate some help with that. So anyway, so on the screen are puppies. Gotta love puppies. Really, what's a more wholesome thing to be looking up than puppies? I like animals. I like nature. These are very important things to me. And this must be like a French bulldog, isn't it? And why am I Googling puppies? Because the topic of form also relates to the topic of species. It relates to the topic of incarnation. And all of that relates to the wider topic of having experiences in different types of realms of existence. And so certain schools of thought say that when we need to shed away all, quote, ego identification, which, by the way, is a bastardized word. That's not, we just assign ego as everything we don't like, as opposed to what Freud really meant by it. But the real point is that we need to basically go back into a primordial level of existence where we have no form and we exist, in a sense, invisibly. And so I believe the book The Law of One talks about this in reference to higher dimensional beings, saying that they can either take a temporary form by accumulating the molecules around them and then taking in like a body, like a light body, or one that even looks physical and solid to us, or they may exist invisibly as just pure consciousness on a pure consciousness spectrum, almost like pure data. So they don't have any form at all. And that certainly seems accurate in terms of like how higher dimensional beings, higher level spirits interact and how they come to us. But sometimes what I'll see, though, are people basically saying, if you like these kind of like experiences that we astral projectors have of being in this very Earth-like version of the cosmos, it's because you haven't yet evolved to the point where you shake off these, quote, earthly attachments. Again, I hear people say this, and it really drives me up the wall because it's bypassing a serious point about why we incarnate and why we exist like this in the first place, and why higher dimensional entities, advanced spirits, actually find it to be advanced to come here or to come to the astral side and experience form and physicality. And as opposed to the opposite, which is that, oh, you're so primitive if you still are into this type of thing. So let me just make it clear. So these are puppies. If you love puppies, if you are formless consciousness, there will be no more puppies. Okay? There will no longer be the experience of holding, petting, and cuddling puppies because they will no longer exist in a non-incarnated realm. So there might be animal group souls that, just like you, are formless or invisible or are higher dimensional, but they're not being able to express itself in this way anymore as little individual units of consciousness that are really adorable. So we could say this about puppies, but we could say this about any animal that we love. Then we can say this about entire concepts, forests, trees, and nature, and lakes, and all of these types of things. And then we can say this about each other. So yes, no one should be thinking of themselves as being just a body. No one is limited to just being their bodies, and any of us can be more than our bodies, or we can cross over. We can be formless consciousness, but it really doesn't make a lot of sense to persist in that state of existence when basically incarnated existence allows all of these experiences that we love. Now, I say this as somebody who does out-of-body experiences and who has on quite a few occasions been formless. So this often happens in the kind of ethereal, near-earth state. So I pop out of my body and I'm just pure consciousness moving around and trying to spy on roommates or spy on neighbors, because I'm still kind of like in this kind of in-between area. But I've never once been formless consciousness like that and thought this is a superior mode of existence, because really as soon as I'm on the true astral level, I'm more than happy to again have fingers and appendages, being able to walk around and interact with the environment, meet people, talk to people. And then I've talked to experienced out-of-body explorers who have said the same thing, like, oh, I like to become an orb of light to float around and get places quicker and use it as locomotion, and then when I'm done, I go back to my astral body, which, as we learned about in past videos, go check those videos out if you haven't yet. The astral body is your body on this side, copied over to that side, but now you have full mental control over it. So it is the body you're in now, copied over to that side. So that's why when people die, they're still themselves, and they appear in a new dimension, looking and feeling just like they did, sometimes not even knowing they died, because you feel identical except you're on a different spectrum. So really this issue is it's just about dealing with interpretations and ideas on this side about what the afterlife is like, and hopefully people getting a better idea of what different states of existence mean, what you get and what you don't get. So arguably, if you're a pure energy body, then you have more freedom. You can be in any kind of environment. You basically, I mean, you're kind of like a specter, but you can go anywhere, be anywhere, and you still have full consciousness access to everybody and anything you want to speak to or talk to. It's kind of like when you're on the internet, you don't have a body. If you're on Facebook, you don't have a body. Your data, your text. It's being generated by your mind. I mean, the greater spiritual realm is kind of like the internet, right? But by no means does this mean that you're less advanced and you are somehow more primitive, not sort of spiritual, spiritual ape man, because you enjoy all the beautiful stuff that comes with incarnation, puppies and flowers and, just all of it, everything you enjoy about Earth that that we can always have access to. It doesn't make somebody less evolved to want to be part of that and to explore different species. I mean, I think souls come into different species because that's something that they get to always have. So the soul that inhabits like this puppy, maybe on the higher level, this puppy is formless, eternal consciousness, like a unit of consciousness that exists, but now it'll always be able to be this puppy as well. It'll always have access to like the data that is a puppy, and it can be a puppy on the astral plane, it can come back to this world as a puppy, and that's great. So as you can see, these two methods of existence are interwoven and harmonious with each other. So one is not better than the other. it is not your job to be a more advanced soul by shrugging off form and function. So finally, what is better, formlessness or having a form? The answer is neither is better than the other. Philosophically and practically speaking, they are both highly relevant, and ignore any quote spiritual teachings that try to tell you that if you like puppies and if you like chocolate and if you like taking walks in the woods, you better, you're a spiritual troglodyte, and that you need to, go back to being formless. What's going on is that even if it's spiritual communicators telling you this, even if it's a guide telling you this, they're still full of crap. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Okay, it's a harmony between two states of existence. This is a concept I've been struggling about for a while. Why do I know this stuff? Logical deduction, my own experiences, my own out-of-body experiences. And I don't like to say this very much, but I know I do channel information to an extent. I get blocks of information basically uploaded to me instantaneously, and then I speak, I get it all out there. But I've had numerous mediums identify me as a channeler, so I guess I gotta throw that into the mix at this point to say, like, whatever it is I'm channeling, it seems to be trying to get this message out a lot. So I guess I'm gonna keep doing it. This is Cyrus. If you like this stuff, then you can check out my books like Understanding Life After Death or The Afterlife and Beyond down there in the channel description. You can join the group Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics, or check out my author page on Facebook, shoot me a line on there, and we'll talk soon. I'll see you on the next video.